Member from Thornhill.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm going to share 20 minutes with my colleagues from Wellington, Halton Hills, Simcoe North, in Wellington, Carlton. As a spokesperson for Francophone Affairs, I'm going to speak about Bill 24, an act to proclaim Franco-Ontarian Day. First of all, I'm going to welcome all the guests today. We, the members of the Conservative Party, we are going to support this bill. And the guests that are here today are not conscious of the fact that our party really supports this bill. And I offered that it would be passed the same day when it was introduced, but that was not with the agenda of the government. And it was refused.
Bill. The guests who are here today may not be aware that our party was so supportive of this bill that I proposed passing it on the day it was introduced, but clearly that ran contrary to the government's agenda, and my request for unanimous consent for immediate passage was denied by the Liberals. I'm pleased that it's being passed today. Alors nous voici.
So here we are. The bill is symbolical and recognizes a day that was significant for the Francophone community. And that was on September 25th. In 1975, the Franco-Ontarian flag was raised the first time in the Sudbury University. And it was created by Gaëtan Gernet and Michel Dupuis, a student in political science. This flag was adopted for the Franco-Ontarian community in 1977, and since this flag is raised during different Franco-Ontarian celebrations. This bill is going to give us a chance to recognize a special role of the Francophone community in the history of our province. The Francophone presence in Ontario dates back 400 years. In 1610, Étienne Brûlé was one of the first ones to explore New France. That was the first Jesuit mission that was established in Sainte-Marie among the Hurons. And this mission was made by one of the founding people. And we've had all kinds of immigration waves in Windsor in the 18th century, and the eastern part of the province and northeast of the province in the 19th and 20th century. Le Droit, the Francophone newspaper of Ontario, is a good Francophone newspaper and has been running since 1970. And as one of the governing parties in Ontario in the 20th century, the Conservative Party certainly recognized the important role of the Francophone community in Ontario and also promoted the unique aspect of this community in Ontario.
Majority of the 20th century, the PC Party has been instrumental in not only acknowledging the importance of the Franco-Ontarian community, but promoting and preserving the unique place it holds in Ontario. La clé de la préservation.
And the key of the preservation of the two cultures and the preservation and the promotion of the language. And in 1969, the French language schools were established in elementary and secondary schools in Ontario. And the following year, the coordinating office of the French language services had to administer the French language services. And then it became the Office of the Francophone Affairs. In 1984, French was an official language in the courts. In 1997, there was a creation of 12 school boards, French language services, with the same funding as the Anglophone school boards. And that same year, the Francophone Affairs Office, with the Ministry of the Solicitor General, put into effect a special plan to help Francophone women that were victims of abuse, and also to promote French language education. In 2000, the Conservative Party gave $2 million to form specialists to identify young Francophones that needed special services. And that same year, there was also a marketing strategy for tourism for the Francophone community in Ontario. In 2001, when the Conservative Party founded some services for the young children, we had some projects in Francophone communities. 2 years later, my colleague, as a Minister of Transportation, presented the license for the drivers in Ontario. And so all the various Conservative parties certainly should recognize what was presented by the Glengarry-Prescott-Russell member, and all his effort to recognize the flag, a Franco-Ontario flag, that was supported by all the parties. And the bill that's been presented today is going to complete the history of the Franco-Ontarian flag that started 35 years ago.
Achievements of successive PC governments, I want to recognize the actions of the member for Glengarry-Prescott-Russell. His private member's bill to recognize the Franco-Ontarian flag as an official emblem of the province was passed with all-party support in 2001. It's accurate to say that the bill before us today completes the story, the Franco-Ontarian flag, which began 35 years ago and which I proudly wear on my lapel today. It is not only through these governmental initiatives, but also through the tenacity and spirit of the Franco-Ontarian community, the French language and culture remain a vital and integral part of the fabric of Ontario society. La langue et la culture française.
French language and culture are an important part of the Ontario society. And this not only through the government initiatives, but also by the courage of the Francophone community in Ontario.